So I want to get into part two of our opposite sex video, aka the list. And just to remind you guys, last week we kind of talked about what the women want. How us women, we sit down, we write down everything we want our potential husband to have or potential partner to have. And we always, or I always, think about what I want, but never really think about what the man wants. So this week we're going to talk about what the men want. And contrary to popular belief, ladies, it's not all about us. There are two people involved, and we can get so caught up in what we expect, what we want him to have, what we want him to look like, all these different things, but never, ever do we take the magnifying glass and point it on ourselves and examine ourselves. And there are men out there who are seeking something special or something different, or this particular thing they're looking for in a potential wife. And they may not make a list, but they know what they want. And, the funny thing for me is, as I'm writing this list about all these different things that I want, I told you guys my list has 15 things on it. And I should probably share some of the things, but my list has 15 things on it. And of these 15 things, as I'm writing them out, I'm dealing with things that I need to do or issues I need to, I need to investigate some things within me. I'm seeking a man who loves God. Do I love God? I'm seeking a man who owns his own business. I'm seeking a man who loves to cook. I'm seeking a man who, I'm trying to think of different things on my list. Different things I'm seeking God for this man, and I'm like, can I match him? Can I match him? For example, why would I say, I want to marry a neurosurgeon, and I don't even have a high school diploma? That doesn't balance out. So, ladies, as we're seeking God for these men, can we match him? Can we balance him? I'm not saying that, if you do get a doctor that you have to be a doctor. I'm just saying, what can you bring to the table? What is going to make this doctor attracted to you in the first place? We have to have something to kind of flow with the man, And for me, that meant I need to go back to school. I did not finish getting my bachelor's degree. I have a year left. And, Holy Spirit has been dealing with me for about a year about going back to school. And for many of you guys who do know, I've been doing the real estate thing, and, it had been doing well, and I kind of got wrapped up in that, and just different things going on. So I just kept putting it on the back burner. But I know it's something that I need to do for me, not necessarily to get a husband. I'm not saying go out and get a bachelor's degree to get a husband, but for me, it was something I needed to work on because I started it. It's something that I started and had a desire to finish, and I need to finish it. And I believe that when I do finish it, it's going to add to my life and potentially the man that I marry. It's going to be me matching him in a different area, another area. So for me, making a list about what I wanted my man to have, it shines the light on me and says, well, Dion, you need to get yourself together in this area. And I think as women, we focus on what we want and what we expect the men in our lives to have. But, we need to get some things together in our life as well. Another funny thing about that is, in taking the focus off of the men and taking the focus and putting it on ourselves, that gives you the opportunity to see a lot of things in you. And a lot of times you don't want to do that. I have to be honest with you. I don't want to think about things that I need to do. I don't want to talk about stuff that I need to get together. But if you're really being realistic, and you sit down, when you're making this list about this man, maybe you should be making a list about you. That's something I need to do. I need to write down a list of my goals, things I need to work out in me. Setting aside the list about the man, it's important, but how can I attract this man on this list that I've written out? and I have nothing to offer. I have nothing to bring to the table. I'm dealing with all kinds of garbage and mess. And that's one of the first things I wrote, as I've been writing this year. One of the first things that I remember writing down was, God is not going to send me a man and subject this man to all this mess that I put him through. He's not going to do it. Just like I pray he doesn't do it to me. I don't want God to send me a man that needs all kinds of work. He's a mess. He's toe up from the flow up. I'm not saying he's going to be perfect, because no one's perfect, but I don't want God to send me somebody who's going to bring sorrow and detriment and death to my life. I want someone who's going to bring positivity and add to my life. And I believe the man wants the same thing too. He wants a woman that's going to add to his life. So, ladies, as we're sitting down making these lists about what we want, the men are also seeking some things too. The men are also looking for a woman that can complement them and add to their life. So again, for me, that means one of the things I need to work on is getting my bachelor's degree. And I'm actually taking the steps. Shut up and do it. Remember that video? I'm actually shutting up, doing it, getting it done. I mean, that's all I can do. That's the simple thing to do, is just say, you know what? I started it. It's something I have into me. I want to finish it. And at the end, I'm going to be adding to my life, and I'm going to be adding to the life that the man that God has for me. I'm going to be adding to him in some type of way. So that's a hard pill to swallow for me. I have to make some changes to now go back to school full time, because I want to do it full time, get it done with. So making that list, again, pointed the fingers back to me. So that's that's one of the things that for me the list has done, helping me to deal with that. But ladies, let's talk about sex for a minute, and gentlemen, because this is a sex video. But the subject of, when we're talking about what men want a woman, and it's so hard to talk about because it goes to the double standard. Men want a woman who is not going to sleep with them on the first date. Let's just talk about it. And again, if a man does it, we always know it's different. It's different for men than it is for women. We hate it, but it's just true. So, a man does not want to sleep with you on the first date. Now, that's on the man's list. Trust me. Men don't want a woman who's going to sleep with them. Now, that does not mean that if you sleep with them, they will not sleep with you. Because they're going to sleep with you. Oh, best believe they're going to sleep with you. Does that mean they want that? Probably not, but if you open the door and you let them, they're going to do it. And that's something that they don't want in a wife. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some men who fall in love with and marry women who slept with them on the first day. It happens. It probably happens a lot. But since this is supposed to be a saved Christian type blog, and I am a Christian woman, I'm speaking to the Christian men and the Christian ladies for the most part, and everyone else too. Most men, or a Christian man, we'll just say that, right? If he's a Christian man, you're a Christian woman, y'all should not be knocking boots, especially on the first date. And he's looking for that. A man is going to see, he may even try to seduce you, but he wants to see if you're going to sleep with him. And on his list, most men, saved or unsaved, loving God or not loving God, they don't want a woman who's going to give it up on the first date. Now, again, he's going to do it if you let him do it. Sad but true. Now, I actually, about a week ago, had the opportunity to meet with some ladies. And the hostess was actually telling us single women, she had been in a relationship with a man, and she thought she was going to marry him, I believe, in the conversation. She kind of was wondering, if this is the man, if he's going to be the one. And when it came down to it, he ends up leaving her because she slept with him. Now, he wanted to marry a woman who was pure. Now, he was loving every minute of their relationship. Every time they hooked up, he was all up in it. But when it came time for them to get married, or for him to consider her as an option to get married, he did not want to marry her because he said she was impure. Now, what kind of mess is that? He willfully participated in the sex, but he did not want to marry her because she wasn't pure. Now, talk about double standards. So, ladies, men are looking for a woman, according to this man, they are looking for women who are pure. Now, for some of us, we're not pure. The virginity's been gone. That's a done deal. But it doesn't mean that we can't keep ourselves in check, keep ourselves in line. And again, that's part of us shining the magnifying glass on me. Maybe I need to get somewhere and sit down if I can't keep myself together. But um, maybe we need to get that in check. A man, if you're looking for a husband, we'll just be honest. If you're really looking for a serious relationship leading to marriage, don't sleep with him. Um, that's really the only advice I can give you. And again, that makes me shine the magnifying glass on myself. What do I need to get together in that area? And I just, hearing her say that, it angered me, because I'm like, this man, you know, he enjoyed being with her. I'm sure everything was working out. And again, he was loving every minute of sexing her up, but did not want to marry her because she was not pure. To me, that's nonsense, but it's something that I think we just as women have to deal with. So, um, and we could talk about that on and on and on, especially when you talk about women and sex and us getting entangled into that. That's something that we as women do. When you get physically involved with someone, you get entangled um, in that person. So, when you're talking about what men want, number one, especially for um, the Christian singles, speaking to Christian singles here, a man is looking for a woman who's not going to give it up, especially on the first date. Um, I think the other things, and again, like I said, men aren't as rigid as women when it comes to other areas, but I still think we need to be the best that we can be, ladies. I think if there are areas that we need to work on, let's work on them and get ourselves together, so when God does send the man, we can be ready. And that means different things to different people. Um, there are some things that I still need to deal with that I just don't want to deal with. Maybe I need to do it, but I don't want to deal with it yet. I want to deal with school first, and then I'll deal with everything else. So, ladies, just to encourage you and let you know that men are making a list too. They may not be writing it down like us women do, but they are making a list in their minds too about what they're looking for in a potential life mate. And we have to have ourselves together, just like we're expecting him to have himself together. Because I mean, I'm not rigid in my list, but I'm expecting him to have some things on point, and I need to be able to match what he has. So I need to get some things together for me. So I'm going to end on that note. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will hopefully be talking to you guys next Wednesday. I'm getting really busy, so my days are kind of off with the video, but I will be talking to you guys soon, and enjoy the rest of your week. Talk to you soon.